Hello, everyone. Thanks for let me lower the audio just a little bit so it's not too loud for you. But thanks everyone for tuning in to your WB First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Henry Blakes, and it's been a relatively nice day overall. However, it was a bit on the foggy side this morning. That fog has thankfully lifted, and we've got a nice sunny sky across the Baton Rouge area. Looking at I-10, we are dealing with typical traffic, especially when we get closer to the lunchtime hours. Just a few clouds in the distance for the moment, not looking at any rain, but that could change later on this afternoon and into the early evening. But for the moment, we're already up to 75 degrees in the Baton Rouge area. Temperatures are likely going to get way warmer than that. 77 for Houma and Gonzales. New Roads, you're at 74. 69 in Macomb and 76 down in Patterson. As for the daytime highs, may have to increase some of those a little bit more since we're already at that 75-degree mark. Could rise a couple of more degrees. So for now, going with 77 for the capital city and surrounding areas. So this is unusually warm weather that is lingering across the region, but it does feel great out there right now, enough for the short sleeves as we go into the afternoon. But if you have any plans, just keep in mind that the weather is looking at least decent for the afternoon. Just going to keep a slight chance of showers in the forecast, but some of the events going on across the viewing area, Morganza, they're having their first Christmas movie night. That's going to be held at the Morganza Library and starts this afternoon at 4:30. So if you'd like to attend, if you're in Morganza or surrounding areas, you have to make reservations first by calling the Morganza Library, but that's going to be going on for about an hour or so, starting at 4:30 in Morganza. So looking mainly dry during the afternoon. By 5 and especially 6 o'clock, start to introduce a little bit higher chance of some showers into the forecast. So we are going to have that potential for some scattered showers across parts of the area. Not everyone is going to see wet weather, but the chance is going to be there as our next cold front pushes into the region. A few of us had a couple of light showers, not many this morning. We are dry, but much of that rain, Alabama into Georgia and Florida, is going to remain to our east. But this cold front is going to push through the area this evening and during the overnight hours. And ahead of it, we could see a few light showers. Not expecting anything heavy or severe, but this will be our next weather maker that is going to cool us down in time for Friday. So as I mentioned, this will be moving through during the evening and the overnight hours, giving us more of a westerly wind. And with that west wind, that gives us drier air and cooler conditions as well. So I'm not expecting 70s for tomorrow. Instead, we're looking at closer to normal, back in the 60s as high pressure takes over for your Friday. As we go into the weekend, though, notice we're on the backside of that high for Saturday, starting to get more of a southerly wind, and that's going to allow those temperatures to rise back into the 70s once again. The next cold front, that's going to move through the area sometime on Sunday. Not very much colder air behind that, so it's not going to have a big impact on our temperatures for the weekend and next week, but it will give us at least another chance of showers for the second half of your weekend. Once again, not expecting a washout, thankfully. What about your Christmas week? Well, high pressure moves in once again, and we're still getting more of a southerly flow, so that's going to keep our temperatures warmer as we go into your Christmas holiday. So for the moment, not much is going to change with our weather, unfortunately, because we are stuck underneath a drier and more stable weather pattern. What about the upper levels? Well, watch this upper level ridge over the western parts of the nation. That is gradually going to make its way into the southern plains and the deep south as we go into next week. So with that, we're going to get more of a westerly wind in the upper levels also, and that too is another indication of drier and more stable air and warmer air as well. So it's going to be an unusually warm Christmas across the region, but for now, not expecting any weather worries overall for the next several days, except for that slight chance of the showers coming in with that second front or I should say our weekend front, that's going to give us a better chance of showers for Sunday and into early Monday. But after that, it looks like we are in store for mainly drier weather as we go into your Christmas week. But you'll notice the warmer weather, it's not just for us, but many of the lower 48 states still expecting warmer than normal temperatures overall as we go through the next couple of weeks. So that means another round of 70s over the long term instead of the 60s, which is where we should be. So let's take a look at some of our forecast highs for the Baton Rouge area. Remember, we have the front coming through this evening that drops us down to 63, at least the low 60s for tomorrow. Then we warm back up quickly into the 70s over the weekend. Winter officially kicks off in the northern hemisphere for Sunday, but it's not going to be feeling winter-like whatsoever for the first full week of the new season. So may be able to put away those coats and jackets for a little bit, especially during the afternoon and evening hours, but we're still going to need them in the mornings as lows are going to be in the 40s and 50s over the long term. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in, and be sure to watch 9 News this afternoon and evening. Jeff Morrow and Dr. Steve will have your latest updates coming up during WFB 9 News. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day.
Southern Air of Baton Rouge says no, 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 no interest, no money down, no payments for 12 months on HVAC, plumbing, and electrical services. Scan the QR code on your screen to learn more.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.